Hello, welcome back, everybody. I am Roberta de Wessex, and I am here once again, as usual, with Otto from Navakavada. Hey, Otto, how are you doing?
Oh, much better now that I hear your voice. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing even better because we have an awesome guest with us today within the vacuum, who is a prolific musician who lives in Costa Rica and has this amazing and extraordinary and unique vision for the future of music. And so I've known Within for about a year, and we've been working together in the Infinite Imaginarium on a Web3 series. And it has been an absolute wonder to interact with Within and slowly start learning about this vision that he has for creating this new future. So I am so excited to be here with you today, Within. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thank you for that. That is an amazing introduction. Thank you. Well, yeah, we've been sharing and collaborating with this project. It's been an amazing journey that includes all of our different aspects as human beings. So it's been a great experience for me to be, able to share with such a talented people. So yeah, about the vision, yeah, I'm just throwing out some ideas, right, out there and see. So the experts like Mind Gaming and this genius make an interpretation of it and transform it in something even better than I was expected. So it's just amazing.
It's so incredible. I'm so looking forward to discussing that with you. But I thought that I'd like to start with you telling us how you got into music. I think that you said that on some of your albums you've got work that you did when you were 9 years old. This is a lifelong passion for you, isn't it?
Yeah, one of my first memories about music was my dad playing actually live on this gig I remember it was a soccer field, and I was about 2 years old, and I was running around with the other kids, and then suddenly I heard my dad speaking, and I said, okay, what's going on here? So I went there, and I went from the backstage, and I watched the whole concert, and the drummer just blew my mind off. So that was like,
Nice.
man, this is just amazing. So the next day I was building my own drum set with, all the cans my dad had in the garage and everything,
Excellent.
right? So right away I was doing it. I just got very impressed by that moment, and since then I've been, just couldn't stop.
Nice.
Yeah, and my dad is great, a great composer and musician, inventor, writer, really a brilliant guy, and so I have the privilege to have him. It's amazing, and all the people around us also very, people involved in arts and science and all these other aspects of reality, and really interesting, and make my life even richer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you had this sort of an ambiance, this whole environment that you grew up in was conducive to you pursuing music. I take it no one was saying, oh, no, you don't want to be a musician. You need to go and study and do something else. So I take it you had a lot of encouragement as you grew up to follow your musical muse.
Well, there's a funny story about it, that it was part of my learning into my path, because my dad, at some point, he realized, like, okay, this guy is really mad at people. All my punk uh, uh, facets right?
Yeah.
I was, like
That
complaining
angry.
about the world, and so my dad realized, like, okay, this guy, I don't know if that's gonna work in the music. So he told me, like, man, okay, you will need to learn something else, right? Like, okay, so he was working. He has his own print production office. So he was already working some designer over there. So he told me, like, okay, just come over and sit with him and learn how to make graphic design. So I went there, and it was really good because those guys who were really brilliant. They were from the time, from the transition from analog real design from to
Right.
digital. So I
Right.
learned a lot, about art and everything, and it was great, even better than going to university. The thing is
Yeah.
that I went to university when I was living.
Oh my
My
goodness.
my sister and two older brothers, we all went to university to study to music, to music art school.
Hmm.
So yeah, I got accepted when I was 11, but I already, in that point, that was great because I could visualize that wasn't my path, right? I could be there and feel it, and no,
Right.
I didn't feel well for me, so I just do whatever I wanted to do. At 11, I was recording my first album, actually. That
Nice.
my dad paid for it.
Nice.
Yeah, I was the
Yeah.
producer. I had a band with my two older brothers, and I was playing drums, but I was making the songs for the band, and we were,
Nice.
playing locally, like regularly, everywhere, and had a single in radio and everything. So when I get to high school, I was already, like, uh, famous, locally.
Right.
I don't know if that makes things easier or worse, but it was a nice
So you've
adventure.
been famous since you were 11 years old.
Well,
Oh, that's
What a
quite a
life.
stepping stone to be stepping off of,
I don't want to go back there. But when I was 6, I uh, this is a funny story. So there's a product here, a chocolate brand that make this promotional contest for kids to go and join the first World Cup, soccer World Cup of Costa Rica. It
nice.
was the first time that we participate in such tournament. So they released this promotion, and my other brothers send a lot of, because you grow up here and everything is soccer. You have to play soccer. That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
now it's different. I think that's a good thing, but by that time it was that. So we were really into it, and they sent a lot of tickets to participate, and they sent like 15 for me. And happens that I win the prize, and I went to Italy
Excellent.
and worked to the World Cup and everything. So all the media, all the local media was like, I have to went to interviews and everything. So yeah, I was famous in 6.
Wow. So since 6, you've been the center of media attention. That's
Well,
interesting.
no, well, I didn't feel it that way. It was
Right.
just, just
Right.
what it was happening.
Yeah. It's a good story to tell, It's
Yeah, that was
It's
man,
getting you used to, it's preparing you for your future successes. When you're on the cover of a Guitar Player magazine for your, seminal interview, it'll be like, nothing to it. I've been doing since I was 6 years old. Nothing new for me. I'll just, another prize, another award.
well, well, it's been a journey, yeah, with everything, all kinds of nuances, all good, but mostly it's been joy. It's been joyful experience, right?
So you started off with drums.
Yeah.
percussion. So
Yeah.
do you still drum, or have you moved away from percussion?
I still do it. I recently recorded some drums with for a punk rock band.
Ah,
We still need to work on that. But yeah, I still doing it. I don't think it's my main instrument. I think guitar is
right.
more like. But it happens because by actually that time when I was making songs for that band
Hmm.
with my brothers, I realized that, okay, I need to learn how to make songs because I had songs in my mind, so I have to put it out. So
Right.
yeah, I learned. We had a couple of keyboards also, and my
Oh, okay.
brothers they yeah. So I tried. I know how to put a little piano
Oh,
also. I'm not an expert,
oh.
because you get to the point that you see all these amazing musicians and you just say, I'll never play piano like Nora Jones, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nina Simone,
There,
so,
there's always a level, I know when I first started, and I came to music much later, but when I started playing, I was like, I would hear someone and I'm like, oh my God, how can I ever play that good? And then I got to a point where it's like, oh my God, I got to work harder. I got to work harder. And it's like, I could do that. But there are people, it's like you hear them and it's like, there's a level they can get to where it's like, you can have, I look, it's for me, it's a recreational activity. I have to be having fun with it. And I'm never going to beat myself up so much. Oh, I can't be Jaco Pastorius. I can't be Christopher Squire or whoever. But it gives me something. It's like, I love hearing that. And I want to be as close to that as I can be, but I don't, if I can't do that, that's okay too. But yeah, I can see how going from percussion for you, if you want to compose, you need something like guitar, keyboard, it's a polyphonic kind of thing so you can, express your ideas musically.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
did you go right over to guitar, or you said keyboards at first to start composing?
Well, I think it was first just drums and guitar. Yeah, guitar was like
Mm-hmm.
around 9 years old. Yeah, but
And was that punk rock even then, or were you like?
I think punk rock was great because well, we were into that by that moment. Listen to all
Yeah,
the '90s. Bad Religion, Rancid, all these. Mostly, what I liked
it's
was
very raw.
but melodically rich, right? So that was something that I always loved about that. Like the kind of punk rock music that includes this really sweet kind of country melody, right? So it's
Hmm.
really enjoy, right? So well, basically we were doing that, and it was nice because it makes it easier, to get to learn a three chord song. It was
Yeah,
easier than I saw my brothers, like doing a solfeggio with this really complex shit, like, and I was like,
yeah, yeah,
man, I will never do that, you know. It was crazy. It was like
yeah.
torture. So yeah, I started like in my own game because yeah, I quit university when I was 12.
Hmm.
Yeah, and so I decided like I have to look my own way and try to find whatever I want to do, and thankfully I have my parents who are like completely open and like
Nice.
okay, let's like they just support me and everything. It was like an open gate to do whatever I want.
It's good that you had that kind of a support system, that you have the background of you were saying you were surrounded by the arts, music,
Yeah,
science, and literature were no strangers to you when you
yeah,
were
yeah. My dad was
growing.
always.
You had an outlet there, and the punk rock. There is that when you're young, it's so energetic, and it's like you're yelling at the world what you want to, and yeah, it can be a lot more complex music than people think, but also, yeah, you've got that three chords, and it's, you can just let everything pour through those three chords. That can be very
Yeah,
fun. That can be very
yeah.
fun.
And you started with that, and I have a song, it's three chords,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
something.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it opens the gate to composition, and it was great. And from there, all the exploration started. Really, really good.
Cool.
And that's something that you're really loving at the moment, isn't it? Just the spontaneous playing with people and riffing off each other and building that environment and that vibe.
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, is what I find right now more rewarding, right? Like to be open to that unexpected, whatever can happen, right? And just
Right.
just go into it and see what happens, and flow into it, and have to connect. I don't know how, seek a psych and with the psyche or anything telepathically with this.
A resonance. You can just like an instrumental resonate. Yeah.
So that is an amazing experience. It's my favorite right now. That's the way I actually make arrangements for even my new album that I have to release in some point. All the arrangements were jammings over it. Because the cat.
Oh. Bring it back to reality.
Oh yeah. So what we were saying?
Yes, you were just talking about your new album coming up, doing all the jam sessions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and the vibe.
Yeah, I find, and I actually learned that technique from Robert because that's the way he works, right? He's a very intuitive artist, musician, amazing. So he get into these zone, and he just is there, right? To be present and to grab whatever is coming from Lalatis, call it Greenberg, right? But it's really you need to develop technique enough to be able to translate on real time, right?
Yeah,
and that's the point you have to achieve. But it's really amazing. It's, I don't know, it's intuitive. It's more fluid into the composition in that way. I think that when you think about it and and put it in it's better when you just do it.
Yeah.
So can you replicate it within the vacuum? Once you've had a jam session, can you replay that music ever? Or is it a unique?
If I want to learn it, I can learn it, but that will result in something boring to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I learned a couple of figures from this album when I'm rehearsing it because it makes sense with, but not everything. I like to make it different every time.
Right. Yeah, I'm thinking about Frank Zappa. I'm sure you've heard some of Zappa's guitar, and it sounds like the most amazing jams. I used to have all the sheet music from Zappa, and it's just it's the notes just cover. I mean, it's just black, and it sounds like this incredibly spontaneous jam, but he has carefully written the whole. Yeah, he just had that kind of a mind. Where I love Zappa's music, but I always had the feeling he didn't really have that spontaneity. He had to really plan everything out. And that's a wonderful path if you can do it. And I love listening to him, but I always get that little thing is I know he's planned every single noise he makes on stage, which it results in a superior product. But just that I can't see him just kicking back with Jerry Garcia and Bob Dylan and those guys and just hanging around the fire and just, hey, listen, I'm going to do this now. He was very, very structured kind of a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think, but in a way, I think he also worked he has a different approach to the guitar, right? From from different angle, not the traditional one. And yeah, I think he was into that level of control.
Yeah.
Actually, is what you can get when you listen to interviews and everything. I used to just love to listen to Zappa's interviews, just to watch him being unrespectful.
Yeah. Always question authority guy.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting.
I bring up and talk about a little bit. And you remember we just did that last play, and that's what we're going to be working on finishing our script tonight. And the minstrel comes, and when there's a fight, he's able to calm everyone down with his music. And this is something we talk about in Buddhism sometime about. The Buddha was very careful about music. And I think the reason is that music actually can act, in my experience, and I'm sure in yours, like an intoxicant. Music changes people's moods. You can listen to music that makes you very sad. We have traditional country western music where, it's, oh, my cow done run away and my wife ran off with my truck and I'm so sad. And you listen to this music and you drink your beer and you get real sad. And there's other music that's more uplifting and I think can put you in a really positive state, So when you're making music, of course, you're feeling emotions and stuff. But how do you think about the audience? I mean, I from listening to your music, I take it you make very uplifting, fun stuff. But are you conscious about that? Are you thinking about I want the audience to be uplifted? I want to convey a feeling.
Not really. I just do what I feel in the moment. It's not about working with a certain type of agenda. I think that was the reason actually I ended up working with Robert because they were looking for something that without compromise. I'm not selling sugar, right?
Right.
Basically, basically, my interest is not in to sell more lollipops or whatever. So the thing for me is that I find joy in doing what I feel, right? So it loses all sense when I have to follow certain specific agenda, right?
Right.
So I try to keep it clean in that aspect, and I am an independent artist and I can do that, and that is very that is an advantage, right? And it's something good to have, and don't be compromised by any agenda in any aspect. You just can do whatever you want and share it.
You've got integrity.
Well, what else you can have?
Yeah. You follow your vision. And I've talked to Roberta about that. We were talking about creating stuff. And I said, you have to ignore the audience. I mean, not really, but you have to work to satisfy yourself. And then the people that will connect to that will connect to it. But if you try to cater, if you're too self-conscious about what you do, I think that's when you trip up and you're false to your own self,
Yeah, actually, that's a great point because in with this industry tendency that we have right now of self-sufficient artists, the system tried to push you into get into these other roles. Like you have to be a marketer and you have to be and you have to follow the what is trendy and you have to do this and that to get enough views, which value nothing. And they invented this other term, call it TEA, which is like a counter that in their minds, it measures the value of your work depending on how many streams do you have. So that's nonsense, right? They invented all these measurements, and I see many artists follow into it and just getting into I'm getting and they don't produce art, they don't make music all the time because they have to be worried about marketing. And so I say, okay, why not to cut that out? Just make a platform when artists who really are devoted to it in a really honest way can share and be sustainable, right? And that's basically where the idea of the hub came, right? And to be able to do that with other musicians who don't want to run into that game. I know it exists. It's part. It's funny also. If you play it, you can learn it. And the thing is that got perverted because when you measure archetypes in order to release that campaign, what the fuck are you doing? Where is enough? Like where do you want to go? What level of manipulation of, do you want to go with these campaigns? So I really don't want to be part of it. I can if somebody I work and tell me, can you make a song for this lollipop? I consider it. Yeah, why not? That money it could be useful, but it's not the same when you're working from that, right?
Right.
So like the thing that you're doing, like your thing, right? So
Absolutely.
I think many musicians got stuck into it. I'm looking at it very often in Latin America. They are marketing experts. They know how to talk. They know how to do, reels production. They know how to edit video and everything, But what they really love to do is music, and they can't, basically.
Right.
It's not possible. If you're not doing the other part, you're not able to do it. Right? And it's not even your passion. You're just doing it, and it makes you sad. It makes you sad because you don't want to do that. You just want to express what you feel. Right. And that's a blockage that exists right now in the general music. I don't know how to call it. It's not industry anymore, and that is good. Also, it's all falling apart, and they are buying all catalog.
The musician in the audience can link directly now through technologies like you're exploring with your hub.
Yeah, exactly. And that is happening, and it's opening, and I think many new and more people are looking into it, like with more with another aspect. I think this is part of the transition process that we are. I was talking with my brother about that, like how they polarize the fact of the cryptocurrencies and fiat. It's against, it's not actually against. I think that one is the buffer of the other in a way, right? Like it's helping us balance even better. It's step by step. It's not all the way, but it is helping us to make a transition to a modern system, and it's enabling it's opened the opportunity to participate in the creation of that distribution of resources, which is amazing. It's a dream.
Amazing. A dream.
To be able to put your little, your little perspective, it's little, but it's something. And
your voice is heard. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. That makes you feel like, okay, you're doing something and it's been heard and it has a good intention, right?
So within, can you explain for somebody who's like, we're talking here, like we all know what your hubs are, but for somebody who hasn't heard of your vision, could you give sort of just like a little brief overview of what the hubs are?
Well, it already exists everywhere, I realized. Basically, it all started with a jamming group that we have here locally in our town. So we ask a space to local government, and they give it to us every Friday. So we have that space available, and we can do whatever we want. Sometimes you just sit down there and read, or sometimes we all jamming, or whatever happens there. So I realized and I was working with all these Web3 and learning about it, and being invited to these to collaborate in all these projects. So I felt like, why cannot we create something to connect other groups like these around the world and create a microeconomy, create a regenerative economy, right? So that was basically the idea. So I started to pitch it and talking to the guys here locally at the hub, and with the guys at Imaginarium and Satori and Mind Game, and just throwing out thoughts and might this be possible, and exploring the technology and the possibilities and splits, and it happens that it's all there, everything we might need to create something that has a real positive output in the flow of resources, right? And we can measure and make simulations about it, and right, it's amazing. So yeah, that was so we started with the idea. Okay, let's get a little reward every time we get together. So right now, one member of the hub here has another hub, and they are making, art expos and music and everything on the coast. And other guy from the hub opened another in a park. So he chose the kiosco of the park, and that's his hub. And he's already, trying to create a token and everything. So it's just an amazing experience where you meet and make friends and create community in real life. They've been really supportive for me and for my. I live here in the mountain, a little isolated sometimes, and it's great to have these friends to join and to share with, right? And yeah, it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere now. Yeah, and there's in Atlanta, there's this other community who's practically doing the same. They have like a venue, and they have live sessions, and they gave the masters to the bands so they can do something with it.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and it's happening. So I think it's just a matter to connect all the dots. It's already there. It's already happening, right? Nice. To connect dots and create these, I don't know, protocols or something to for curation and governance and all the boring stuff. That's for the I'm speaking about the fun part, right? I know there's a technique, way serious shit about it, but I definitely, there's people really capable of doing those things, people from the token engineering commons. Woo, it's just amazing what these guys are doing, and how they are collaborating with communities that especially public goods, right, need to be really secure in different aspects, because it's beyond a guy doing music, it's bigger than that. So there's a point where I just step back, right, and see how it happens. But I'm pushing these ideas. Okay, let's do it, this and that,
Well, like you said, connect the dots, and the dots are already there, waiting to be connected.
Yeah, exactly.
That's cool.
It's about that, and they don't have another option. What everybody's doing, you can put it on stream and on Spotify, and that's it. And what happens? Nothing. just to put it out there, and it's okay. It's part of it, but
right.
we want to do it again, not just that one. So how? Because everything you need to invest
and
connect, time and
connect
money
with people. You want to connect. Know what's going on.
Exactly.
Excellent.
So I envision like all the whole industry into it. Because you can start to exchange tokens for the studio sessions, and you can exchange for music lessons and mentorship, and you can create festivals, and you can use tokens for festivals and interchange. You can go there and they can come here, and and it's a whole industry into it that we can develop over it. So I'm just dreaming about it.
So your dream, it's been your. It seems to me that the core of your dream has been to join together this sort of spontaneous upwelling of community interaction in the creative world with this amazing technology of producing a region. It's just, to me, it's just like a sort of a miracle almost of the future. Do you see it actually in what you're doing? Do you see it actually working out? Or is it still just in the planning stage?
I think it's something completely new. It doesn't exist. So we will have to make a lot of testing before release.
Learn by doing.
We're and what Minds Gaming came with was blowing, was beyond that. So we are in the very edge of technology in a way. So, it's beyond, because I was thinking about NFTs, and suddenly there wasn't NFTs anymore. It was just a digital asset that you can transfer instantaneously. So it was just blow my mind, because this is actually what the because the most of the users won't be technical learned people, right? So they just need to push a button. That's it.
And it's all done.
Make it complicated, then bridge tokens from chain to chain.
Right.
That's like astronaut astronaut technology, man. I'm sending from
So we can the technology. We can use the technology. We don't have to understand all the details as long as it's working. And that's how I understand it. I just, like you say, I push the button, I click on something, and it happens. And but for me, what's really one of the things I think that is really helping this is you're not just throwing tokens around out of the blue. There are talented people out there that actually are producing something. There is music happening, and there are musicians who want to work together. So you've got a real thing that you can connect up with this new technology. And it's like so many people out there, I think they see the technology and they want to do something with it, but unless you have something that is already really there, really produced, I think you know what I'm trying to say. This is a real thing people create, and we're finding a way to show it to more people and have them interact. It's not just like, moon coins and, persiflage and stuff. You've got a real basis, a real good foundation to work from.
Yeah, and it has to be that way. It can't be only digital. That's I've been talking about it in the tech and everywhere. You have to connect to the real, to IRL, and you have to do it, because otherwise doesn't have a fundamental aspect which is a human interaction primarily, which is where value is coming from, right? So
real humans, not AI.
And not only digital interaction. So Yeah, that has to be uh, a fundamental part of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
from there, you move like a tree. You move to the earth. Like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You grow upward and
yeah,
downward and sideways. And,
yeah. So the real life interaction take people out of the computer, their phones, to meet people in real life, which is very healthy for the future of technology, and also it will be open source, which
Mhm.
will be constantly reviewed by, maybe a group of uh, a very expert and ethical group that review, the never the algorithm got addictive or anything like that, like kind of Web2 media we're doing. That is completely, it's ridiculous. How you do that? It's like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
make kids addicts. Let's make kids addicts. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Well,
and so that's another key aspect of the security to build on this technology, because and to build public goods that way, because it opens that possibility to be constantly reviewed
hmm,
in
hmm,
different aspects. So yeah.
hmm, hmm.
I
I,
envision myself more like a user. I would love to use that, you know, not anything else.
uh,
It would be great, and to meet other artists from everywhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
it's just it's so great when, sorry about the geese flying by, they're migrating. It's just so great when I see technology being used to enhance, to make human life better. Instead of trying to change our lives to fit into the technology, we're using the technology to enhance and augment something that we're already doing as people. That's what technology should be doing for us. It should be helping us make our lives better. But I think there's a trend where people are trying to alter their lives to fit into the technology, and it would eventually become the AI just making music and sending the AI sending tokens to each other, and people sitting around, and that I'm sure you've seen, and something that I was working over the summer at this place, and they would put in this canned music, and some of the music was okay, some of the music not so much, but you would hear some of this music where it was somebody talking into a microphone, and then a MIDI or something tunes the voice so it's perfect. They don't actually have any musicians; they just sample different beats. And I'm like, no musicians were involved in the making of this, and that's a trend I don't like to see. We need to get back to real people. A friend of mine you should meet him one day. His name is Mike Golner. He's one of the best guitar players
Oh no.
I've ever met.
Okay.
Dedicated. His fingers. You might have seen guys like this. He could cover what going on.
No. It froze. You froze. We didn't hear you.
For a moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say this guy had fingers he'd been playing for so long he could cover two strings with his fingers. They looked like frog pads. And he loved. He was like the guy on. I don't know if you ever saw the TV cartoon Metalocalypse about the heavy metal show. They had the one guy Squish Car. He always had a guitar in his hand. This was this guy. He always played. He's a music teacher today. He actually went back to college. And he's a music professor. But when I knew him, he'd been playing for like almost 20 years. And this thing had just come out that they were going to have computers writing music. And I said, there you go, Mike. All you got to do is learn how to be a programmer. And the man who'd spent 20 years perfecting his craft, he was very upset. He's like, no, we can't let this happen. And this was 30 years ago, and we're seeing this happening. So you're reconnecting humans using this technology, not tearing humans down, but building them up. I like that. I think that's a very worthy thing you're doing.
Thank you. But yeah, it's a technology could be used in both ways. We've seen it already, and we've seen the failed of Web2 doing its job. So yeah, we're moving, and yeah, it's all transition and it's everything new. I recently heard that Sony Music was looking for ideas for Web3 or blockchain technology kind of platform. But the thing there is trust. You have to be trustworthy, because if you have some interest, you're already compromised. So it's very difficult. Actually, I was thinking about how to fund this project, and I came up with some ethical investor model that is it has to be that way, because otherwise it will be taken by the industry again, and some whales will come with certain interest, and they will make you sell sugar again. So, so we ended up doing sugar. That's not the idea. So we have to be very careful about it. Also the measures when curation and all of that, it will be open. I think first for all these musicians who are dedicated their whole lives to it, and they need some sort of support. It will be logical, and not what the marketing will say that let's find the young guy with more streamings and bring it to the Web3. Because the idea is to make it big, faster, and make more revenue every year. We will be able to do that. I'm not against that, but in a very healthy way, because everyone can see what is going where, and it's trustless. So it will be really, really amazing to the distribution of resources and into the chain. That will be really nice, helpful.
Yes.
So with this extraordinary groundbreaking demo of the decentralized prototype game that Minds Gaming and and the Infinite Imaginarium is creating, that allows you to transfer your music videos peer to peer. Yeah. I mean, it's like you say, it's a dream come true. And you say that there are these huge implications for the future. But I'd like you to talk about the implications for the future. But before you tell us about that, can you just describe what the experience was like of testing out the demo and watching it work before your eyes? Because I know that was a huge, for both of us, that was just...
Yeah.
What was it like for you?
It was amazingly impressive when you realize, okay, what I'm doing. Months ago, I remember when we had the rooms at Mozilla, right? I came to the room and there was only Minds Gaming there, and I was telling him, like, man, why I can't just grab a digital asset NFT here and give it to you, like in real life, take this. And it's basically what he done is that. You can do that. It's not in a metaverse environment.
Right.
You can get it there. You can put it there and use the Bleach environment that we are using, the Where's My Wallet, and just give it to everyone, like in real life, like distributing CDs or something. But it's NFTs and it's getting to everyone's wallet. It will be amazing, instantaneously. Bling, bling, bling.
Incredible.
It was mind blow, right? Amazing. And the feed is also great, and it's open to be expanded with other coders, and everything is amazing. It is another level of technology. I think I'm describing it as a new kind of a special feature, customized blockchain. Easier, friendly, more friendly, user friendly, and intuitive, and then it's making more sense everywhere. So they're, he's trying with the chat and with different applications inside the same demo. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it's very clever to just build it that way first, and then you can try it and test it, and then you can put it after. I think that we will see a revival of the essence of music, uh, um, new meaning, new exploration, spontaneity everywhere, and to be able to explore music without the corporative interest into it. That'll be something great. Yeah. I don't think corporate music will stop to exist. It will be there using AI probably, but there's another part which is the human experience, which is the real thing about music, which is creation and to explore and to not be perfect.
And that's for sure.
Yeah. And
all the work.
And with this technology, we can create these systems, and I see a great future for music everywhere. Yeah, renaissance of another aspect of the more important aspects of music as a service for communities and healthy musicians. Now, this starving invented idea by the industry. That every musician has to be a starved artist because, what the fuck? It shouldn't be like that. It's just another service that you're providing. You don't have to fight everyone for popularity. What the hell is that? You're doing it because it's your local expression, and that expression is happening everywhere in the world. Is that expression happening? So we want to make a treasure out of it and make a community treasure, and we can make it. They are buying all the industry companies are buying all the legacy catalog artists.
Oh no! Wow.
And they now say that they will go in tokenized. That makes sense. In a way, they're doing this and doing that because they will use the catalog as the backing value in a way for that token, because that's indudable. I don't know how to say that in English, but undoubtable is that a word? Undoubtable value on that. So we can move ahead of that and do the same with this, and have these community treasure back in the value of the community and everything, with premium catalog, bring it for every corner in the world, will be high quality, curated. It's just amazing. You will get every release in, you don't know what to expect. You will expect quality, definitely, but you don't know what the hell you're going. The new things are coming from this talent. And then, the original reggaeton, which I love reggaeton. The original thing is a really rich mixture of rhythms from, different, as a really amazing fusion, and they make it into a product and ruin it, basically, and put it out there and make some copies, So the idea is to get these creative ideas and put it together and share it, the good thing.
What impact do you think that will have on music consumers? Because for the past, I don't know how many decades, you've only been able to buy music that has been already decided that somebody else has decided you can listen to this. You can have this album, you can listen to it over and over and over again.
Yeah, some executive somewhere that doesn't know anything about music says, this is music. Yeah.
You can have these 12 songs, but you're talking about a new song every week.
Yeah, well, or more. I don't know. It depends. It depends on the production. I think it will be more. I think like it will be an album a day or something like that, and will be great because you as a listener, you will be related to the local creation as well. So because you're gathering with the local artist, doesn't matter if you're an artist or not. You can assist and you can be just an observer, a listener, and participate for another angle. You're a supporter. You're part of it. You're part of the community. So, but in this case, you will be part of the creation of something that will be recognized by the world. So you are part of it. And it will transform for completely the way that the listener is relating to music right now, and they will assist to the hub, and they will get tokens. And my idea, I don't know, Minds Gaming will bring something better probably, but my idea is like to lock something, an amount of tokens that is dedicated to the automated platform. Why automated and smart contracts? Because it's trustless, and also you can define, a flow of resources in the platform. So basically, it's a machine money generator. Basically, right? So you put there and you make it run, and you have to make it running. You have to put it in function. So the idea is that to boom, 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 and those resources are moving and moving and moving, never stop forever. It's just that. So we need to we need to go everywhere in the world to feel this new universe with amazing music. And artists and secondary markets, let's say, some hub from New Zealand publish a new piece and Disney won it, and they are able to pay whatever, like they want to pay millions of dollars, and they do it, and somehow the whole community get a little benefit out of it also. So amazing. Right. Everybody, the artists, the community, the platform, because of these systems that we can use. So I think it's great.
Yeah, revolutionize social interaction worldwide.
And I like the fact that it flies below the radar of the big music industry people. And it's, one of the things, whenever music happens, the industry tries to make money off it, like you've been talking about it, and they force it into a mold, and they cut out the bits they don't like. And people that have no idea about music and no idea about the technology are making decisions about what the consumer is able to access. But when the musician and the audience can connect directly without that middleman, that's a whole new world. And I'm sure, like you're saying, the big corporate people are looking at this stuff, but they're always so far behind. That seems like the people are really the ones doing things. I mean, I don't know if you remember Johnny Cash. He was, a very famous guy and did a lot of music for many years. And towards the end of his career, you might remember, he suddenly got all kinds of backing from his music label. Suddenly he was on tours. They were putting him on MTV. He was doing all this stuff. And that's because young people were no longer buying CDs or records. So they were downloading all their music. So the record companies just said, oh, who's selling good? Johnny Cash. He's our number one seller. And they thought he was the most, because they simply didn't know. And I'm glad that Johnny Cash got some of the recognition. But when you're tied down to that kind of an industry, where whether you are, it had nothing to do with the fact that he was a wonderfully talented guy, but he wasn't going to get any backing because, like you're saying, he didn't have enough clicks, he didn't have enough views, you know, the way they were counting them. And, you know, I have a feeling that you're going to be flying below the radar with this and building this incredibly huge thing. And one day the industry's going to say, why aren't people going to us anymore? What's that within the vacuum guy? Hey, we got to buy him out. I'll drive a dump truck full of money up to your house. Here you go, bud. It's just sign here.
I think they will join in some point because it's the old technology has got obsolete very quickly when you have something better. So and they can't point that at me because okay, I just put in some ideas out there, and you can do it or not because it's communal community building stuff.
Right.
So the thing is that I have a few little experience with actually traditional industry record label, and they are actually good, and they are betting on, well, at least I had the immense luck to got with a record label that was thinking about art and good music, right?
Yeah.
And they were focusing on that, right? And that's very odd right now.
Nice.
Actually,
I have seen that. You know, there are still people, usually the smaller labels, that are really trying to help the artist out.
Yeah,
and,
but the thing is that when you're working with money, you will have in certain point to just follow the agendas that are where the money is, basically.
Yeah.
Well, you have to follow where the money is, and that doesn't have any ethical restriction, right? Everything is, you know, you can do is the market. You just do it. You know, the market is savage. It doesn't. So I don't know how they do that.
Consumer capitalism.
It's how it works. So if the world change, if the world change and they're working with that, with money, they will follow that. And if you are not doing that, you're out. That's so it's not their fault. It's just where are you building, right? That's how important is the blockchain technology to protect that integrity.
And you know, it might not work out. The blockchain might not work out. We might come to a crunch, but to be here, to be participating in this moment in history, to be trying it out, then if it does collapse and the next thing happens, we'll be, well, we were there. We tried that. So it's just
and we learn
ongoing.
From it. Yeah. And even if things do collapse, we're learning, we're doing something, you know?
Yeah, and we're trying our best.
Yes,
I'm trying to. I don't know if the thing many times is that people talk in ways of definitive points of view, but I don't talk in that way. I know my perspective is limited, and that's why I'm sharing out there to mix with other ideas. Some guy on the thread just said a bunch of things against the blockchain technology, and what I did is to follow him. I need that kind of perspective, which is against it, to put it on real testing. Because to prove, we don't want to prove a point like I have the reason. I don't care about it. I do music. But the thing is that we are trying something, and if you're against it, and you have to put it on test. And I think it's healthy. I think it's good. I think in that way, it's going to collapse. Okay.
We have to hear other ideas.
Yes.
You can't make a bubble and not listen to anyone else, because that's what they do. That's why so many people in the establishment, the mainstream, are so blind to what's going on, because they won't look at anything new or that disturbs them. I think that's very wise. You have to look at everyone's viewpoint so you can say, well, let me think about that.
Well, it depends. Going deeper, it depends on how. It can be something sad to look at it. It depends on how
Yeah.
how much perspective do you want to have about reality, and it goes to the horror. So I understand that
Yeah.
not many people want to go there and see what's really
Yeah.
going on and take actions from their you know
Yeah.
from their commodity or no, like comfort comfort
Yeah. Their comfort zone.
comfort
Yeah.
of the uh, so yeah. Well, there
Yeah.
are others. There are others who are really trying to invest in this project. I'm looking at them in different platforms, and they're trying their best. Is still, a lot of the old ideas from these ancient systems are trying to stick into this other realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they're trying their best as well, and from different levels of understanding of what these could mean for the civilization, right? This is something that will have an impact in the, and it has to do also with as I said before, with the survival of the species as we are, because if we continue on these other, you know, somebody said the other day, well, nobody said it has to be unfair. No, nobody says it has to be, it will be fair, right? But
Right.
nobody says it has to be stupid.
Right.
Exactly.
So yeah. Fairness is very way, but it shouldn't be nonsense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're just trying to find a point of balance that they need to be tested all the way, right?
All the way.
That's a good point about the future of our whole society, our culture, humanity, because unless we learn to use this technology in a way that enhances our lives and makes our lives better, we're just going to keep using it to harm ourselves. And, people always, it's easy to point at the harm the internet does, the free pornography that children access, all the violence and this and that. But that's just a misuse. It doesn't mean we should get rid of the technology. We have to find ways to, like I say, make our human lives better using this.
Yeah.
And your system is a way to do that. This is really the future. This is what we have to learn to do as a species. This is a tool. It shouldn't be our master. It should be a tool.
Definitely. But I think that actually the other aspects will be existing as well. It won't disappear, and it's part of what we are, right? The whole package, everything, entertainment, cheap memes, whatever exists is part of it. The fact that I'm looking for certain type of music and art, and it's not that I'm ignoring the rest. They will find their own space. It should be a space. That's why it is open source, and it's getting friendly, user friendly to people from different perspectives can participate, and they can make their porn there, right? So I'm not against that. I'm just it's just part of it. And yeah, we can and if it fits for the technology, but sometimes it won't won't fit, so they will keep in the other layer in Web 2 maybe or something. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a really, really fascinating journey, I think. It's just, I'm still not overseeing that game. I've been testing it and jumping there every day, but every day that I go there and I click the button, I'm like, wow. I remember a time when there weren't televisions in the world. There was like this whole world without even a screen. And now I'm clicking a button and jumping into a blockchain demo hybrid. I don't even know what these words mean. And I'm clicking buttons.
something blockchain, something. Yeah.
Well, we are definitely in a way better shape than I think I said that before, but we live none emperor in the ancient world live with the comfort and with the services and with the technology and everything that we have right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm speaking through a condenser microphone right now. Why? What the hell is that? Who am I?
Yeah.
Right? It's all like super advanced, and we have all these.
Yeah.
And we open and have the ice already in the fridge. We don't have to.
Yeah.
Under the straw.
Yeah.
And so it's not about to get more and more extravagant, or like in making and create more needs. It's not about that. Not in this case, at least.
Right.
But the world will continue its own journey, and it's not up to us to change it. We can create. We are trying to create an alternative, right?
Yes.
Which will be.
We're taking our journey.
It doesn't aim to be the whole thing, like it will.
Right.
If I was thinking that way, it will the same mentality they have. Like I want everything, like that's let's do the same.
We don't have to change the world, but we can change our world.
Well, little.
We can change our world, but we can let other people have their world too.
Yes. That's fundamental. That's fundamental for the survival. To build these tools that make it more fair for certain certain circles, certain fields, and from there we can develop a healthier communities, I think.
Right.
It's basically, I'm dreaming. I'm just dreaming and realizing that my dreams can come true with this technology. So it's basically that. I'm dreaming to go to different hubs in the world and share and share with them and learn. And, right? It's part of the.
Nice.
We'll have to make a hub here in New Zealand so you can come and visit it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely.
Try to get the boys here to do something.
Yeah. So, within, for people who are wanting to follow you, who are interested in where you're going, where can people find you?
Within the vacuum, just put that. I think it's the only thing that it's called that in the internet right now. Within the vacuum, just a word, and you will go to Minds or X or whatever social media. I use Instagram mostly to connect with locals here. And so I have one, and a Facebook that I never checked, but is there.
But I don't think a lot of people use Facebook so much anymore, but it's good to have it, I guess.
But recently, some friends shared the session that we made, so that was nice. To connect. Yeah, because it's mostly local people. It's like people that I can see in person, so it doesn't make sense to have there. So and in that Minds and what else? Yeah, I think it's that Minds.
Oh, you're going to be dropping a new album. Do you have a link? Is that going to be on Amazon or iTunes or anything? Do you have a link for that yet, or do we have to wait for that?
I still don't know the date of the release.
Oh, okay. Are you going to have a release party? You should have an online release party. We'll do something at
Shall we write you a script?
Yeah.
We'll do a special script for you when it drops. Yeah, when you find out the date and everything, maybe we can do a show. And we can put in some of the...
Yeah, definitely.
Listen to the music, not too much. Yeah, did you hear the rest of this album? Here's the link, kind of deal. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, let us know the minute you've got a link for it.
Yeah, in YouTube, the session right now. They can. I'm sharing I think you have it.
Oh, okay, excellent.
You have this
the jam sessions.
yeah
Excellent, excellent. The people hear some of your music.
And this is actually an initiative from the idea of the hub as well. Yeah, it's a space that we aim to provide, and with the resources that we are gonna get from the artisan. Well, that's another link that I should uh, share. The Artisan Fund is a community on Web3 based platform to get. They are basically getting funds for art art projects related to Web3 and blockchain technology. So I already got into the curation part, and they also have these. We create all these what they call artifacts, which is basically an NFT that you can buy, and that will makes us get more funding. So here's the link.
Nice.
Magnificent.
You can buy it with crypto, or you can buy it with credit card as well. It's just $25, and it basically will unlock like around $400 additional match funding for the project. So that would be great
for a $25 purchase.
Yeah,
of an art. Wow. That's
a way a lot. And also, the idea is to use that to produce more of these sessions, right? And make it better in different places. The idea, we want to go to exotic places here in the beaches and everywhere and record and create great sessions with
Gosh.
Excellent.
That is so exciting. So many things, yes. Okay, so Otto, do you have any final questions? We're just about to sign off. Is there anything you'd like to say in closing?
I think this is an exciting project. I think it's wonderful whenever people find a way to create outside, pardon me, the flight overhead, when we're able to do something outside of the control of people that, I don't know that there's necessarily a plot, but just when you have people who are basically incompetent about music running the music industry for the last 40 years, it's really wonderful that we can, like I said, think of it as flying under the radar, building something in parallel and just doing it ourselves. I think that's a wonderful thing. And I think this project has a great future ahead of it. I look forward to seeing what happens.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing.
And Swithin, thank you so much for giving us your time and everything to just explain in detail all your visions. It is just so inspiring to listen to you talk. I just am so grateful to you for bringing this amazing vision into my life. It's so wonderful. Thank you so much, and for the support and to provide the spaces to express, right, and to communicate my dreams, and I think it's going in a really good way. Yeah. So beautiful. I look forward to seeing your dreams become reality within.
Yeah, it'll be wonderful.
That would be great for many people. Yeah, yes. That would be great for many people. Anyway, okay, so that's all for today. Thank you all for joining us. It was absolutely wonderful to have you here. If you do want more content like this, please do remember to subscribe. And until next week, goodbye.
And I sincerely hope and wish that all sentient beings may attain to the summum bonum, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. Peace.